For the year 2020, I'm making a video review for every new movie I watch, whether in theaters or at home, and on November 23rd, I watched Help. Welcome to my year in movies. This is Talking to Myself. Within the span of a single year, Beatles movies went from being a satirical look to a day in their life to trying to save Ringo from being sacrificed by a death cult. That is the difference between A Hard Day's Night and Help. And let's be real, Help is just a goof. It's a contractual obligation to capitalize on the fame and image of the Beatles. However, they could have just slapped together like some real garbage and made it a slog. Like, movies starring musicians, especially in the 60s, were not uncommon and were often not great. This at least is funny and genuinely so. There are so many sight gags and that the film is just stuffed with deadpan humor, and it suits the four of them really well. What helps a lot is the fact that they're acting, which isn't bad, especially since most of their dialogue is meant to be deadpan. What helps is they're surrounded by people who are over-dramatic. You know, you have the leaders of the death cult. You have the gay scientist boyfriends trying to get the ring so they can get a government grant. They're over the top, and so the Beatles, by underreacting to everything, are made funnier, and the movie works more as a whole, I thought. The absurdity of this film is also genuinely entertaining. You have a guy who lives in their combined house who mows the grass with fake teeth. I don't know. They open 4 individual doors. It's all one house. Paul lifts up out of the floor playing the organ, but he's reading comic books. He's not reading music. There's a vending machine in the house. Paul gets shrunk and has to use bubblegum wrappers to hide his naked body. You have weird Monty Python-style intermission gags. Just a lot of goofs. It was really fun in that regard. It's stylish, it's fun, and the music's great. I really like the soundtrack for this one a lot. Like, what do you want from them? It's a madcap heist to save the drummer of a rock band, and his own bandmates are asking if he really needs his finger, if he can just part with it, you know? And, like, their lives are in danger, too, now, so, like, stop being selfish, Ringo. Every scene introduces something new and something more bizarre. Having the drum kit fall through a literal hole in the floor. A tiger who is calmed by Beethoven music. 4 skinny English nerds being protected by no fewer than 8 tanks. Why? Because the situation demands it. Ultimately, the true paradox of this film is, if you don't care about the Beatles, I cannot guarantee your investment or enjoyment. If you like the Beatles, you've probably already seen this, and you probably enjoy it. But I can say if you like psychedelic comedies, you will probably like this. Everyone was experimenting around this time. Antonioni with Blow Up, Truffaut with Fahrenheit 451, Fellini and Godard with every movie. And Help was just as exciting. The soundtrack of the movie, the soundtrack of our lives, our memory of a time, a sense of possibility that will never die. I am not kidding. That is legitimately from Martin Scorsese, walking film library and film historian, Mr. Marty Scorsese himself. You heard it here first, folks. Marvel bad, Help good. This has been My Year in Movies. Thank you for watching.